First of all, these welds are terrible. I don't get it. God, I am dumb.
Hey everyone, Giovanni here, and welcome to the channel that shows you that you can work on your own car, but probably do it the wrong way. Today I'm going to be working on my 1994 Jeep Wrangler YJ V8, and recently I made a video explaining all of the things that are wrong with this Jeep. If you haven't seen that, it's right here. Now that you're all caught up, let's add some things to that list. Recently I went off-roading, and it went okay. It was the first time I off-roaded with the new engine, the V8 that I have in here, but it's got a carburetor. And when I was going over the bumps and things like that, it kept dying when I would go over bumps and things. And it was pretty annoying and kind of embarrassing because this is a street carburetor. It's not a carburetor for a off-road vehicle. So I decided to get this. This is Holley's Sniper electronic fuel injection. And today I'm gonna be installing this on the car. But that's not the only thing we're gonna be doing to this Jeep today. There's actually one more thing. When I was off-roading, I did something else, and you can probably see it already. Yes, this is the exhaust pipe. It fell off because of course it was my fault. I was an idiot, and when I welded it, I did not weld a hanger on this end. So when I was off-roading, this end was just bouncing around, and then it just fatigued the metal and just split and fell off. So I'm gonna fix this also, because this Sniper EFI system needs to have an O2 bung welded in here. So I'm going to install the Sniper EFI, put the bung in here for the O2 sensor, weld this back of the truck, and go back to the trails and see how it drives. Let me show you a closer look at what I'm talking about. All right, so in the previous video, you saw this engine, and I built this engine. There it is, the carburetor that has been giving me so many problems when I'm off-roading. And like I said, this is a street carburetor. It's not designed for off-road use. So this baby's coming off. First things first, the fuel system. I ran these fuel lines from the tank that came with the Jeep, and I have to see the maximum PSI that the fuel pump outputs, because the Sniper EFI system requires 58 to 60 PSI. Here's the carb, and let me clarify something. When I first put this engine in, I left in the stock fuel pump because the engine that came in this Jeep, which is right there, was fuel injected. So I kept the pump in there knowing that one day I might go to fuel injection, or I was going to go to fuel injection. So the pump from the factory pumps out a high pressure because EFI needs a high pressure, but carburetors use low pressure. So what I did was I brought it to here, which stepped it down to a pressure that the carburetor likes, which is 6 PSI. So now I'm just gonna undo all this stuff and then just hook it up right into the Sniper EFI system using these little 6AN hose adapters, which is perfect because the hoses that I ran R6AN. So that's pretty cool. The only thing I'm worried about is that this pump in the Jeep will make less than 60. I just know it. So depending on how much it makes, we'll see. I'm just gonna hook it up and see how much pressure it makes and go from there. So anyway, let's get back to work and hook this thing up. Yeah, they make this pretty easy. I mean, it comes with all the wires, the O2 sensor, comes with the screen, all the little harness plugs that you need. That's for the distributor if you want that. This is the temperature sensor. I mean, you know, it comes with all the stuff in the box. It's nice and labeled for you. Okay, this thing is almost installed. It's almost ready to go. So let's go over some of the things I did. This kit came with a coolant temperature sensor, which is right there. This system is pretty cool. Like, it's actually pretty easy. All it needs is 4 wires to get it going initially. The power, ground, fuel pump, and the coil negative. And that's what I did all over here. You know, I got the power all running to the battery, although that's not the ideal way to do it, but you know, I'm an idiot. And I got the fuel pump. That's the fuel pump wire. This goes all the way back to the Jeep's fuel pump. And then I got the fuel lines all hooked up, ready to go. These go all the way back to the Jeep. That's the inlet and the outlet here. And then I just put this in here so nothing falls inside there. And this is actually the ECU, the computer. That's where it's housed. Very, very easy and pretty cool. I hooked up the linkage here, so that's all working. I already tested all of that out. I already showed you, I got the coolant temperature sensor in there, mounted these relays. So I'm actually very excited about this because, you know, the carburetor I had on this Jeep was just completely, it was so annoying to deal with it because it would, you know, starting it up, it would just die. It would be real choppy because the carburetor I had lying around was a street car carburetor, and it was actually sized too large for this engine. So it was completely wrong altogether. But now I don't have to worry about that because I'll just be able to start this thing. It'll just start and run and be happy. But now I have to do one last thing. I have to do hook up the O2 sensor. But as you guys saw before, my exhaust fell off. So I got to put that back on. That's where it snapped off. So all I have to do is just put that back on. It comes with this bung here for the O2 sensor to go in. I might just weld this in. Put this in, put the O2 in, and this thing will be ready to start up. So let's get to work. Okay, so I'm an idiot and I have to do this all over again because, first of all, these welds are terrible. And second, this ring has to go over this. Like, it has to go right here. So I have to cut that off, put the ring above that, and then do it again. God, I am dumb. Okay, I welded this on very badly, and now it's time to put the O2 bung in. I think I'm gonna put it in right here. No, because the drive shaft's in the way. Maybe I'll put it on this side. I'll put it right there. That's a good spot for it. Okay, now that that bung is terribly welded in, I'm going to put this exhaust back on with the new hangers that are also terribly welded in. And then I think it's about ready to start this thing. But for now, I think I'm done for the night. Guys, my nose really that crooked? I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, I got the exhaust in. So now I'm gonna fire up this little handheld computer and program everything in. Once I turn this key, that should turn on the screen. Looks like that turned it on. Okay. All right, that turned it on. Cool.
don't get it.
Okay, it wouldn't start at first, so I went through all the wiring, all that stuff, and realized that I put the fuel line on the wrong side. So I put the inlet on the outlet and the outlet on the inlet. Because, you know, you do dumb stuff every now and then. So let's see if it starts now. All right, you saw that first start, and it was pretty good. It's crazy because you see online, you know, people get these systems and they say, oh man, the first start was so easy and stuff. They're absolutely right. It's just, I just turned the key and it just fired right up. Like that's pretty impressive. Of course, when you route the fuel lines correctly. So what I'm gonna do now is this thing is cold. It's actually the next day. So this engine is stone cold. I'm gonna start it up and then drive it around town and see how it acts. All right, we're in the Jeep. I'm driving the Jeep. You hear that? This thing is like perfectly tuned. It makes it so much easier to drive this truck. Like I'm enjoying driving it so much more because I don't have to worry about that oversized carb on it and like dying at stoplights. You know, like so annoying. All that's gone. Like this system is so good. Like right out of the box. You know, all I did was just take it out of the box, plop it on, and it's fantastic. It even makes it sound better. Yeah. So we know this system is good on the streets, but where I'm really going to test it is off-roading. Ooh, baby, this thing sounds good. All right, got the Jeep here. We're off-road. I got a hill right there. I'm gonna go up that hill, but I'm going to go up that hill standing next to the Jeep, not inside of it, because I want to demonstrate how well the CAFI system works on this Jeep. I'm going to walk up beside it. I'm walking next to this thing because it can idle so well that you don't even have to push the pedals. It's freaking awesome. Now, you guys can't see how steep this hill is, but it is pretty steep. And I'm just walking this thing right up the hill, no big deal. I mean, this will help so much off-roading because I don't have to worry about, you know, hitting the pedals. I won't have to worry about nothing. I don't even have to really do anything, just let it go. And the same thing with coming down. I don't have to push the pedals. I don't have to do anything because the computer is doing all the hard work for me. So yeah, I really like this system. It's freaking awesome. One thing I'm thinking about doing is actually putting a switch on the dash or something. I'm not sure yet, but when you hit the switch, that will raise the idle to 1,000, so I have more power when I'm going up hills, but I actually don't think it'll be a problem. But this computer is so versatile that there's just endless possibilities. I mean, you don't even have to be inside the truck while it off-roads. It's freaking crazy. Well, there you have it. Another easy install. That never happens. It's very rare when things go correctly. But this is actually a very straightforward system. Like the instructions, you know, laid out very well. It even has extra features like, you know, radiator fan control. It's got like two-step, you can even do boost control, but of course I don't need any of that stuff. All I wanted to do was get rid of this antiquated thing that was causing me a whole bunch of grief on the trails. This was the street carburetor that was causing me a lot of problems. So I'm just glad to have that not in here anymore. As you can see, I got the exhaust back on, and this time I put hangers on it so they won't fall off. There's not gonna be any stress points for welds to break. Crappy welds that I did, of course. So overall, I'm so happy with this new EFI system. It's fantastic. It's everything I always wanted out of this V8, so it's absolutely perfect. And maybe later down the road, I might throw a little turbo on here, just because. I don't need it. It's crazy and dumb, but you know, it's fun. That pretty much wraps up this video. But I'm Giovanni, reminding you that if you want to work on your own cars, you can do it. Just get out there and start going. Because if an amateur like me can do work like this, then so can an amateur like you.